You know what was really cool about Dublin that I didn't know?
What's that?
Do you know? You know? Okay. I just had to take a double look. That's all. I'm sorry. Nope.
I'm used to it at this point, so yeah.
Good. Now I am too.
God.
Although it is 2019 and technology has insinuated itself in every corner of our lives, there are places that accept that tech, but still have kept their identity as a frontier town that knows very well that they're a stop off on your journey as you head into your own personal unknown. And as long as you respect them, play by their rules, and don't screw with the locals, you can pick up your supplies, load up your mojo and stay, or just keep moving along.
Lemon or lime?
No fruit.
Not worried about the scurvy?
I think the alcohol will kill it. So you've been here long?
I moved up here in 1990 to go to college.
Never
Tried to
left.
move away 5 times and have moved back 5 times.
5 times.
And once it gets its hooks in you, that's
It's
it. I can't tell you how many people have moved away and moved back, or their car broke down here, and next thing you know, they've lived here for 7 years because they just accidentally got a job. Like, yeah. It's a weird little town full of amazingly good people.
It's felt that way. Yeah, it really has.
Yeah, it's really,
Yeah. And as long as you fit into their vibe. Oh.
yeah.
So what do you do for fun in Flagstaff?
What is there to do for fun? We do a lot of drinking. We do a lot of hiking in the forest. I used to roller derby for a while, but
Did?
got a little old for that.
There's different roles in roller derby, right? Right? Isn't there like a blocker?
There's a
and-
blocker and a jammer and a pivot. Yeah.
So what else should I know about Flagstaff that you can, a secret?
A secret. I don't want to give up all the secrets. We don't want too many people coming here. That's the whole
Right.
thing. We always make these lists, like top 10 best places to live, top 10 best place to raise your kids. And it's like,
He was like,
just stop it. We like it the way it is.
I know those towns that Condé Nast or some other bloated travel magazine names it as a top ski resort or top beach resort. And your head just wants to explode because the jig is up and the secret is out. And next season, all those posers will be descending on the place, and you know that the vacation lemmings and jerk-offs will at least be off to another trendy place the following year.
Nate!
How are ya?
Good. Better living through chemistry. I'm
That's
here.
right. Here we are.
This
Can I
is
get you a beer?
Yeah, you have a, give me a house specialty.
House specialty, yeah. So our flagship is it's a beer called 928 Local. 928's the area code here, and it's a Belgian-style saison. So it's actually brewed with local honey and a wild yeast that we harvested here. So super dry and a little bit fruity. Super nice.
Awesome, thank
I'm gonna
you.
pour one for myself too.
Yeah, I'm not drinking alone.
Yeah, I wouldn't ask you to do that.
I love the place.
Thank you.
How long you been open?
It'll be 7 in October.
How long you been brewing?
I was home brewing for probably 8 years before that too.
For that.
Yeah. I actually had a friend at Gore, Rob, who got me into home brewing. He was another engineer at Gore,
Nice.
and he showed up in my office one day and said, I have a brilliant idea, we should make some beer. I said, I can get into that.
So were you brewing before he walked in the office?
Nope, I'd never even thought about brewing beer up to that point, and we both loved beer, and he just thought that was the next
So he
thing
could have
to
showed
do.
up and said, let's do sock puppets, and you would have done that too.
Well, probably not, because I wasn't into sock puppets. I'd go home and have a beer. I probably wouldn't go home and play with sock puppets, at least not that I'll admit.
Well, cheers,
Yeah,
man.
well, cheers, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's good.
Yeah.
So where do you get your motivation for recipes? I mean, is it like a baker? Is it how do you come up with, okay, we're going to do a new brew?
Hence the name Wanderlust. I've traveled a ton all around the world, just tasting beers, and I love like going to new places and seeing what people are doing differently there. So I kind of get my inspiration from all those travels. I like using ingredients that are kind of local. I like using things that kind of evoke a certain kind of feeling for travel. And so we focused on Belgian beers just because not a lot of people are doing them or doing them real well, I think. And we just kind of figure out what flavors we want to put into that. And then we kind of take the science end of it and figure out what needs to go into it and what process needs to happen in order to make those flavors.
Is a beer crafted by a chemist better than a beer crafted by a non-chemist?
I don't know that it's better, but what I always tell people is there's a lot of people who can make a really great beer, but it takes an engineer, a chemist to make that same great beer a second time.
Fair enough.
Because what we have to focus on here is being able to do that again and again and again. Because
at scale, too.
Yeah, at scale. I mean, you go and you buy a bottle of wine and they have this luxury where they get to put the year on it and they say, well, it's a different year, so it tastes different. I don't have that luxury.
I never thought that's like a bailout.
Yeah, I can't call this the 2019 vintage or something like that.
What goes into a craft beer versus a commercial beer?
Fundamentally, I mean, it's a similar process, but they're also going after a very different audience. I mean, they're focused on making the exact same fizzy yellow beer every single time that tasted the same as it did 10 years ago, that'll taste the same 10 years from now.
And the alcohol's higher in here too, isn't it?
Yeah, I probably should have warned you, this is 8%.
I'm not driving, the crew's driving.
Perfect, yeah. You're good then. Have another.
Right. So I want to rewind for a second.
Yeah.
You had no idea about this. Self-taught?
Mm-hmm. I bought a book, How to Brew, and I read it cover to cover, the whole thing.
Right.
Made sure I understood every bit of it. The second batch we ever brewed was a predecessor to the stout that we still have. If I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna go full bore into it and understand every nuance of it.
Because this way, if you control all the inputs and you understand the inputs, you can ultimately control more of the output.
Yeah.
Lore has it that when Jackson Browne wrote Take It Easy, it was really about a girl, a flatbed Ford, and his time in Flagstaff, Arizona.
Yeah, Flagstaff was the catalyst for all that to happen.
That's awesome.
And when Glenn Fry from the Eagles tweaked it, he thought standing on the corner of Winslow, Arizona flowed a bit better.
Everything what we love, we can do and find it in Flagstaff.
Something tells me that the people of Flagstaff don't mind that one bit.
I'm still onto something, and it's still growing, and I gotta keep going and not give up on this.
This noble and proud town of entrepreneurs, dreamers, scientists, and pioneers
I wanted to start challenging myself.
are well-grounded in their identity and not too worried about the headlines. Thanks, True Future.